What's going on, Scott here from the Breakevens, giving you another AFL Supercoach team preview today. It's the penultimate team, the West Coast Eagles. Not a whole lot of relevancy, a lot of players to talk about, but I don't think a lot are super relevant in my opinion. A lot of players coming in, a lot of players coming out. There is a bit to get through. Before we do that, make sure you go check out any of the other videos that I have posted, the team previews. A lot of information in there that you need to know. So make sure you go check them, you like and you subscribe to the channel, of obviously, because I have put so much effort into these team previews. I've got 50 odd more like player profiles and videos and stuff that I have to get through. A lot of research, a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I've loved doing it, and I wouldn't change it for a thing. So to see that support, just really, it gives me that motivation to come back and do it again next preseason. So make sure you do that. Make sure you follow me on X at Breakevens Pod, on Facebook, the Breakevens, and of course here on YouTube, the Breakevens. Like, follow, and subscribe on all of those social media platforms. Let's get into the Eagles. Finished 16th in 2024. Probably one place higher than what we thought. So West Coast supporters should probably take that. But I think they've improved their squad this year. Do I think they're going to be, 14th, 15th? Probably not. I still think 16th is about right for them. But let's get into these ins because there is a lot of names here. So ins, Bo Allen was pick 16. Liam Baker was a trade from Richmond. Malachi Champion was a Category B rookie. Hamish Davis, pick 65. Jack Graham was a free agent and came over from Richmond. Luca Grego, pick 48. Tom Gross, pick 46. Matt Owens was a trade from Carlton. And Job Shanahan, pick 30. So if you look here, Liam Baker, a big one to come over. Jack Graham is very serviceable as well. And Matt Owens, who's come out and said F Carlton. So a little bit of bad blood there. But apart from that, we've heard about Bo Allen, and I've heard about Grego and Gross. But I don't think they're best 22 at the moment. Now the outs, Jordan Baker was delisted. Tom Barras was traded to Hawthorn. That's a huge one. Kobe Burgell or Burgile was delisted. Jai Cully was delisted. Jack Darling was traded to North Melbourne. Luke Edwards was delisted. Andrew Gaff has retired. Jermaine Jones was delisted. Josh Rotham delisted. Zane True delisted. And Alex Witherden delisted. So a lot to get through there. Barras, massive out. Massive out. He was key to their somewhat structured defense. Jack Darling was, supposed to be the successor to Kennedy. Didn't quite happen, did it? Gaff was, very serviceable for the club, but last few seasons, been a bit of a hindrance, you'd say, to the West Coast Eagles. Jai Carly, I feel like super unlucky. They got him in the first mid-year draft, I believe. Played some games, looked good. Just injuries had kept him out. Jones did a job for him. Witherden is a big one. He had the potential to be anything, but unfortunately, you had Barras there. You have McGovern there. So he didn't really get his chance, unfortunately. And the other guys, most of them were around the side, but, fringe players. So a lot of outs, a couple decent ins. But I do think as a team, they're going to be better off this season. Let's get into some preseason news. So Elijah Hewitt is in ripping shape. He's impressed early. and he's just come back from an ACL. So a very popular rookie that is making the rounds right now. Is looking good. Harley Reid has come back a little bit out of shape, but he got his body right just before Christmas. And Liam Baker had an off-field incident, but all good. It was just a question about something that happened, but he wasn't involved at all. So all good there. Let's go through the Super Coach selections now. So we've got Jeremy McGovern, the first one at 594K as a defender. He went 110 in 2024. Can he back that up? It's going to be very different with Barras not down there. No, they haven't really brought in a big key defender. Just trying to think of their team. Who else do they have that can play, that fullback role? I'm blanking. So if there's someone there, please let me know down in the comments. But is McGovern going to have to play a lockdown? And if so, it's going to hurt him so much. I don't think he's going 110, if I'm being honest. I can see a big drop. Maybe he's going 90, maybe even less. I'm going to say 90 because I still think, he's a good one-on-one defender. He's going to get those marks, kicks, everything like that. But I think there's going to be a big hindrance. So let me know if there is another defender down there that I'm totally forgetting. But I'd probably stay clear of Jeremy McGovern. Elliot Yeo is next, 564K as a mid. I think he's just an absolute avoid. Yes, he had a good season last season, a fit season. Just that price point, there's cheaper guys that are going to do the same that are less injury prone. So he was good for us last season, but this season, Elliot Yeo, I think, is a massive avoid. Let's go to mid price and value selections. Talking about avoids, Tim Kelly, 514K is a mid. No, I think the best you're going to get out of him is 100, maybe 105. He's just not him. So avoid him. Liam Baker at 434 as a forward mid. What's his role going to be? Is it just going to be pure forward? Is he going to be off that half back? Is he going to rotate into the midfield? Don't forget, this guy that was the Mr. Fix-It for Richmond. Someone went down in defence. Baker's there. They need a spark in the midfield, get Baker in the middle. They need someone up forward, get him in. He can play anywhere. So what's his role going to be? If I'm being honest, I don't think he's getting mid-time. Or maybe just a slight amount. You got you got Kelly in there, you got Harley Reid, and then you're looking at players like Jinby, who's looking to play through there, Bo Allen, who can play through there, Clay Hall can play through there, Elijah Hewitt can play through there. Who else do they have? And obviously there's going to be a few others that I'm missing out on, but I think he's just going to bounce between forward and defense. If something does happen, I think he's a good flex option later on because if he goes on those runs, we've seen him average over 100 in small bursts when players gone down and he's played more midfield time. He can score very well, so it could be one of those flex guys that we look at who can go big, and because we have 22 to 23 primos, if he has a bad score more times than not, it's not going to count. So definitely not a starting option, I don't think. Harley Reid, 434K as a mid, went 80 in 2024. Can he push 100? A lot of people are expecting to do a Dacos jump or a Sheasel jump. And look, he's got the talent to do so. Can he? He's been exposed to that mid a lot sooner. We've seen Dacos and Sheasel playing defense, and then slowly build into that mid role where he's just basically been mid role. Maybe a little bit of forward time early on, but later in the season it was just mid. Can he go 100? There's a world where he can. Am I going to start him at 434k? No, because for um what it's 7k more. You've got Clayton Oliver there, so and even if he goes 100, he's an awkward price. You're probably gonna have to keep him. He's not really a stepping stone, is he? So probably a skip on Harley Reid for this season. Maybe look at him for 2026. Ruben Jinby, 373k as a mid. What's his role going to be? Is it finally time for a breakout? So big body guy. He's had a few niggles, which has kept him out. He can play in the mid, he can play in defense, and he's training as a backup ruckman, which could elevate his score. And at 373k, he can make you 150, 200k, and then be around that 5 to 550 mark and use him as a stepping stone to like a Fallen Primo or something. And if he gets those ruck times, he's very athletic. He can jump. He's got a big body. Yes, he's probably not as big. Like if he's coming up against Max Gorn, he's probably going to struggle a bit more than if he was coming up against Tim English, because Tim English is a stick. But if he gets some taps and he's around the ball more, there might be some more tackles, more hands on it, contested possessions. It could be a breakout year for Ruben Jinby. Am I going to go him? No, just because I feel like it's too much of a risk, and I'm not willing to do that. But it's very high risk, high reward. But he's not going to be a mainstay. He'll be a stepping stone. Only thing is, you have James Peatling around that price point, so just keep an eye. Next is Matt Flynn, 261k ruck. If he's fit, he's the number one ruck at West Coast, and he is in a lot of flex positions right now. He's in my flex position. He is the flex. He should be called Matt the Flex Flynn. We're not expecting him to go 110. All we need from Matt Flynn is an 85 to a 90. He'll get up to around 450, maybe even 500k if he can push 95. And then it's an easy swap, and we get a Marshall, a DeConning, an English, a Gorn. If you're fading Sherry early on, it's an easy swap to him. Matt Flynn, you're the man. Stay fit. He's looking good. If he's named round one, he's in my flex position. All I need is him to get to the buys. That's all I need. So fingers crossed. Keep an eye on him. If there's even one injury, then he's done. Next is Jake Waterman, 447k as a forward. He went 83 in 2024. Had a really great start to the season. He was averaging 111 or something early on. Then I believe he got injured for a few weeks, came back, and just wasn't the same. And West Coast, their season was done early, so maybe they just took the foot off the pedal just a little bit. Can he elevate to a 95 average? It's going to be hard to top it, if I'm being honest. But who they have in the forward line? Oscar Allen, can he stay fit? Waterman is that sort of guy that works up the ground. He's very athletic. He can run. He can kick a big ball. So probably an avoid for me, though. All right, let's get into the rookies. We've got Bo Allen, first 136k, defender mid, big body. He's lock if he is named. He's not going to, average you 80. He's more probably a 70 guy. So he's off your bench most likely. 70 average probably gets him to 300, 350. And that means he's done his job. He's made 150 to 200k. Obviously, if he starts going 95 and stuff, you keep him for longer. He goes up to 450, but realistically, he's probably a 70 rated guy, big body. So he's AFL ready, and I think he's going to be named round one. So um, should be in your sides, most likely on your bench. Clay Hall, 129k mid. He was very, very popular last season. Played a couple games, had that injury in pre-season, which basically ruined his chance for round one. Can he break in? If he does, and he's not the sub, I think he might be a little bit of a sub risk. But if he's named on the field and playing, he's a great selection at 129k. Someone a little bit cheaper than your Ashcrofts, your Smileys, your Travalias. You can bank that 50 to 70k and put somewhere else, and he's someone who can go 75, 80, and he'll be on your bench. So very popular guy last year. Let's hope he can break in. Elijah Hewitt, 122k forward mid, underpriced, been in the system. He's looking fit. He's a lock if he's fit. He's coming off, I believe, was it an ACL or it was some sort of knee, I believe. He's the he's basically the number one forward rookie this season, if he's fit. So fingers crossed he can stay fit, because if so, we've got a really good rookie here. Luca Grego, 113k mid. Is he best 22? Probably not. If he plays, is he a sub? Yes, he has impressed early though. And he's just someone to keep an eye on. And same with Tom Gross, 113k mid, best 22, probably not. Sub if played, yes, and has impressed also. But realistically, you got Allen, Hall, Hewitt, who I've all just named, who are ahead of him. Well, them, sorry. So let's get into the bye. So West Coast have the round 15 bye, which they share with Adelaide, Hawthorn, and the Demons. Are you going to have any of these guys really after the buys? Probably not. So it's a good buy for West Coast players. You are going to be sharing with potentially a Jordan Dawson, a Rankin, a Will Day, or a Newcomb, maybe Sicily. If Meek pops off again, and then you got your Gorn and Oliver's really. So it's a 50-50 buy. I've said it before. It all depends on your structure and your team. 50-50. So not too bad of a buy there. Their fixtures, they don't play round zero. So in round one, they have the Suns at home, which is very winnable because Suns are crap away from home. Lions away will be a tough one. Freo at home, obviously the the derby there is always a tough game. GWS away is tough. Blues away, it's gather round. You'd think that'd be a tough one. And the Bombers at home, you'd think that they could probably get over the line if they're firing early. They play the Crows twice, Blues twice, Freo twice, Giants twice, D's twice, and Tigers twice. For a team who finished 16th, that is a tough fixture. You got the Tigers twice. Maybe you win one, you lose one, or best case, you win them both. I don't think West Coast lose both games to Richmond. So, but apart from that, Crows are going to be tough. Blues, Freo, Giants, D's. These are teams that it's going to be tough. So, bit unlucky there for West Coast, you would think, but that's going to do it for the video today. The penultimate team preview, donezo. Next up, we've got Western Bulldogs for the last one. If you missed any of the other videos, make sure you go check them out because there's a whole bunch of information just like this video. So go check them out, give them a like, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, you can find me on X at Breakevens Pod, on Facebook, The Breakevens, and here on YouTube, The Breakevens. Like, follow, and subscribe to all those social media platforms. And until tomorrow, thank you again for watching, and it's bye for now.